staying at home and not connecting with other humans.
Flip it, because we are heading in the wrong direction.
Right, exactly.
Flip it.
We need
And that little smiles bitch, man.
more
You gotta
keg
flip
parties.
it. More kick parties, little ones. Come on. Come in and drink and have some cocaine. You little shits. Fuck you. Fuck you. No, really, fuck you.
We need more ragers, more all-night parties where
That's
you make
right.
bad
Hear,
decisions.
Hear, hear.
More drinking leads to bad decisions.
Wow, what a quote, right? More drinking leads to what was it? What did she say? What is a little
That's where
bitch?
you
That's
make
right.
bad
Hear,
decisions.
Hear, hear.
More drinking leads to bad decisions. That's
And more
fun.
human connection.
Bad decisions are great stories.
Oh yeah, bad decisions are great stories when you're popping out a kid and you don't even know who the fucking father is. Go fuck yourself, man. Alright guys, what's up? I've been wanting to go over this video here titled Young People Don't Party. I've been kind of sitting here for like 5 minutes wondering if I should hit record, because I know as soon as I hit record, I might stop popping off because this pissed me off pretty hard when I first watched it. So let's go ahead and just play it and see what happens.
Young people are not partying today, and apparently that is a problem. It's kind of interesting to see on this. Boy, they talk so much about Gen Z and how they are just a different generation than a lot of the other ones. I'm from Generation X, and we were partiers. We were ragers. I went to a party school, so that's what I knew. And my gosh, the keggers and the crazy things that we did.
You know, I had to listen to this at work, so I didn't see the visuals going on right now. This dude's fucking microphone. Oh my god, like, let's see. He's doing this shit, and I'm not using this mic right now, so, but he's like, the Gen Zers, blah 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 blah. What the fuck? Are you like brain dead? Anyway, and this fucking, oh no. What was this shit that was just
It's
shown?
kind of interesting to see on this. Boy, they talk so much about
Fast
than a
forward.
lot of the other ones. I'm from Generation X, and we were partiers. We were ragers. I went to a party school, so
It's
that's
not
what
something to
I
brag
knew.
about, dude.
My gosh, the kegger.
This guy, what the fuck? What is this guy doing? I got some sunshades I can wear. Where are they at? There we go. Future so bright I need sunglasses. Alright, fuck it. Yeah. Perfect. What's he doing? He's doing this. Yeah, that's it. He's being introspective, right? He's waiting for what he's gonna say next.
And the crazy things that we did.
Wild.
It's just not a thing today. I find it to be so crazy to see some of the stats when they started coming out with, the alcohol sales are going down and the younger generation's not drinking as much. And that started a year or so ago. And I think they just started to realize that.
Oh man, what will the big beer corpos do? What a tragedy. Fucking chill. Fucking chill. Let me look at this. I'm looking at this fucking, whatever this is.
97.9.
Shut the fuck up. Chilling it. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? KVJ show. Let's see. Let's see. KVJ show. Who are you working for? Got a shop. Fuck off. About. So this dude graduated. Virginia, Jason. I guess Jason is that guy with the hat that I was just making fun of. Clinically, didn't know. See, these are the boys, right? Oh, it's just like you and me. Addicted to Mountain Dew. So cool. Single girl to be fulfilled. What? Happy wife and mother. She's a proud volunteer for Little Smiles and sits on the board of directors as the vice president of Little Smiles. What is Little Smiles? Little Smiles. Fuck off. Oh, nice mutt. Look at this, dude. Look at this. I haven't talked about dogs in a while. This motherfucker right here is not in control of this animal at all. You see how tight this leash is? He is having to hold this thing back. This dog people are sick, man. Canine units are fucking useless. Suck my dick. And this is a propaganda, right? It's like, oh, little smiles. Don't worry, the puppers are harmless. Rudy, you just don't like dogs. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, that may be true. Don't know what this is about. What is little smiles? Do y'all help children during difficult times from dog bites too? Let's see, contact us. So they're taking it went straight to the donation page. It's lovely. About us. Oh good, they're promoting gambling. That's real fucking fun, huh? Is this all about kids? Fucking gambling, man. I know Kurt gets super triggered by the gambling thing. I don't blame him. 'Cause my mother was my mother was a gambling addict. She spent a whole lot of money on lottery. Like, I think it was called it was the Select 5 gimmick. The Select 6 lottery in Texas, and she had a filing cabinet probably around this tall, maybe not that tall. Like she had a filing cabinet like about this tall, filled with old lottery tickets. And I wish I could have got a fucking picture of that, 'cause it's insanity how much money she spent on the lottery. Like anytime she had an extra $5, ooh, spend it on the lottery. You know, fuck saving it or doing something else with it, get fucking McDonald's or something. Through tragedy and trauma. What do they do? Art and music, little things for little smiles. Junk food runs? What the hell does that mean? Smiles for service. Heart apart. Military kids. I don't feel like reading. COVID has really changed the way the world is a shining bright place that the needs of our most valuable little smiles has done some amazing work since its inception. With your support, we can do much more. Donations and donations, donations. Yeah, it's a scam. Scam. Vice President, huh? Really suspect around the nose area, if you catch my meaning. It's like every single one of these places has a Star of David person in it.
Boy, this Generation Z is a lot different. They say that young Americans today are spending 70% less time attending or hosting parties than they did at the beginning of the 21st century.
I am going to respectfully disagree and push back on this. I think that they are partying in different ways. I don't think they're drinking like we drank, but I do think the younger generation, they're not staying. They're California sober at minimum. I don't see it.
I think what the comment is that they're not socializing. Whether they're doing any substances or drinking or if they're doing drugs or whatever, they're just not congregating at keg parties or whatever the parties might be. They're staying at home, and they just don't have that connection to other individuals like they did.
Interesting.
That's what they're saying. And they're saying that really is the big problem, is the fact that we've got a generation almost of shut-ins.
Because you're right. It's really not a party if you're by yourself and you're getting,
Yeah, then it's just depressing if you're at home alone,
Wow,
just drinking by yourself.
And I do think that is happening. I think that people are becoming shut-ins.
That makes me sad.
And
Why?
maybe not drinking.
Fucking
like you're
bitch.
saying.
Aren't you the Vice President of Little Smiles? Shouldn't you be more concerned about the little smiles? You fucking cunt. That's so fucking nasty, man. I can't believe... Jesus.
And I guess partying,
Let me wait.
kind of maybe that word doesn't hit me like it should. I think people are still using stuff. I don't think they're just being sober.
They say face-to-face socializing has
The little smiles things puts a lot of shit into perspective, now that I think about it.
sharply declined, especially among young people and unmarried men. Only 4% of Americans attended or hosted a party on a typical 2023 weekend, which is a 50% drop since 2003 and 70% for ages 15 to 24.
Huh.
It is kind of interesting because I did notice my son was hanging around the house a lot more. He's got a girlfriend now, so he kind of goes out to hang with her. But before that, He was at home playing video games. His friends were at home playing video games, and they would talk that way, but there wasn't a lot of face-to-face interaction.
You got a lot of distractions at your own house now. I mean,
Well, it's set up
Yeah,
cozy.
that's really,
Yes,
you know,
right.
he brings up a good point. I mean, that cleavage. But he brings up a good point where he's like, there's a lot of distractions at the house, and that's what these fucking idiots don't understand about this. They were out partying and drinking and smoking just as a distraction, right? To get away from themselves. That's what people do when they're smoking and drinking and playing video games. They're really trying to escape from themselves. Like they're trying to escape the mirror. Because when they see a glimpse of the void, right? I've talked about this before. It's like they see a glimpse of the void and it's like it scares them. They can't handle it, so they start with the substance abuse, or they start with the partying, or they start with the video games, or they start with the masturbation. Like the moment they're left alone, a little bit of time to themselves, they start turning to these other things. And that dude nailed it. Even though he didn't realize he was nailing it, he nailed it.
And they're saying that since the 1970s, social events have dwindled to almost nothing compared to what it used to be.
When I was young, my house was the opposite of cozy. So I was always
Yep.
looking for the party. I always
Isn't that fucking interesting? So the Gen Xer, in order to get away from your dumb family, right? Turn into substances, turn into partying, turn into drinking, getting away from the mother, getting away from the toxic family. These fucking people, whoops. These fucking people don't see the sickness,
my house was the opposite.
but they're trying to twist it. You know, they're trying to twist the narrative, as if to say, oh, they're just not socializing, right? The Zoomers, the Gen Zers are not socializing. They're not leaving their house, and that's a problem. That's a bad thing, because you know the corpos aren't getting their bucks. They're not getting their Gen Z bucks. Fucking I think this is why there's this big push, this big anti-Generation Z push, is because they're not spending money. They're not spending money the way the boomers did, the way the fucking hippie boomers, idiots, fucking jackasses did. They were the big spenders, man. Boomers are big, 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 big spenders of junk, okay? The way the boomers spent money, the way the Gen Xers spent money, again, those are boomers 2.0. Millennials, the way they spend money with the nostalgia push, right? Retro video games, nostalgia, Ninja Turtles, blah, blah, blah. Nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia. That's millennials, okay? Gen Zers, Gen Zers and Gen Alphas are the unique individuals. They're the unique bunch. Now, to be fair, ChatGPT, the Chad, I asked the Chad one day about Liquid Death demographics. Talked about Liquid Death before, right here. I brought up Liquid Death, started a fractal. Billy got caught up in it. Kirk, Kirk got caught up in it. Very funny, but so I took this picture at work, and I was like, I always thought it was really suspect the way Liquid Death looks like Modelo. Turns out that was part of the marketing, all right? Silly me. Captain Obvious, right? So it was designed to look like beer, and it was designed to sell to people who were didn't necessarily want to drink water at a bar, right? Because you look like a fucking pussy drinking water at a bar. I guess, who gives a shit, right? But a lot of people, it's all about optics with people. So you see somebody at a bar who doesn't necessarily want to drink Modelo, right? They don't want to drink any beer. They see him drinking a Liquid Death. It's like, oh, he's hardcore, right? Because that's the way it's being marketed. Tony Hawk, fucking creepy ass, was promoting that shit. And synchronicity real quick. Like a few hours later, I watched a random cat video on TikTok, and this is what I saw. No, this is on YouTube. It's a little cat that was carrying around a Modelo can. It's super dumb. Oh yeah, and Kirk, jeez, let me find it. I don't think you'll mind if I show this. Alright, so shout out to Kirk, he's the one who spotted this. I guess it's for his cooking stuff. He's in Reddit thread for cooking stuff. So he's a random Reddit thread, right? And there's a Modelo can right there. It's amazing. So he had a sync with that, and then Billy had a sync as well regarding Tony Hawk. And I talked about the metaphysical implications of a name like Liquid Death, the spellcraft involved, and all that. They're casting a spell, right? They're casting their voodoo on the people, on the little dumbasses. So, had a sync with that. Billy had a sync with regarding Tony Hawk. All right. So I asked the Chad. I don't know if you can see it here, but I'll just read it out. Which age demographic drinks the canned water liquid death? And according to this, too long didn't read. Gen Zers are the top 42% of consumers. So when I say, they're waking up, I think that's true, but they're still susceptible to marketing, okay? So these guys right here are attempting to reframe the narrative as if to say the Gen Zers are a problem, right? The Gen Z stare and all the other issues with Gen Z. And this is a corporate push, right? The not milk push. The big corporations doesn't like Gen Z. They're not going to like Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is going to be even crazier, okay? I'm already calling it right now. So there's maybe some hope for Gen Zers, right? Gen Alphas, though, it's going to be a whole new ballgame. The Alphas they're going to flip the script, I'm telling you. Because they're not going to be the top consumers like the boomers were. They're trying to have another boomer. This is why, okay, this has a lot to do. This has a lot to do with the immigration. The immigration that's coming through. It's like they want subsidized, American dollars circulating back into these big corporations. So I know it's just fake printed money, right? That's not the point. So they bring in all this immigration, get them on welfare. That way taxpayer money gets cycled back into the big corporations, gets cycled back into Amazon, back into Walmart, blah, 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 right? Spending. They want that new demographic of spenders, this immigration's, demographic of spenders that they're trying to replace Gen Alpha with and Generation Z. Okay? So that's what's going on with these little fucking clowns right here. These little fucking puppets, they may not even realize they're doing it, but they're puppets. They're being fed a narrative of Gen Z bad, Gen Z not partying, Gen Z antisocial, that fucking shit.
Of cozy. So I was
1970s, social events have dwindled to almost nothing compared to what it used to be.
when I was young, my house was the opposite of cozy. So I was always looking for the party. I always wanted to get out of
Getting away from her mama.
my house.
Did you say the 1970s?
1970s,
Yeah.
They said people were going out like crazy in the 70s, and
Of course.
now because they track this
1970s was peak boomer. Peak boomers in their 20s and 30s. 1970s. That's why it's the biggest generation of spenders.
kind of
I always wanted to get out of my house.
Did you say the 1970s?
1970s.
Yeah.
They said people were going out like crazy in
You
the
think?
70s, and now because they track this kind of behavior, and they're just saying it's a drip now where it used to be a waterfall of people going out.
Also, too,
Good.
the disco dust of the 70s definitely got people a-moving, so to speak.
Yeah.
They love their cocaine.
Yeah, they call this the antisocial century, and they're noticing that it is really starting to cost us real human connection.
Perfect.
And
Let it happen.
You're maybe seeing that in a bit in how we interact with other people, and also having empathy for other human beings, because everyone's nameless and faceless. You don't get to know anybody. You don't build those human connections. There's no human touch. There's no just really kind of developing that link that you should be to other people in the society with you.
I so agree with you. There's been relationships, whether it's work or even just people that listen to our show, where I just text back and like it's that kind of relationship. It's through an email, and you almost get a tone of going, they are such a jerk, and then I meet them in person, and they're the nicest person ever. So sometimes there's miscommunication on that as well.
And I got a text from somebody who's 40.
I don't know if he's supposed to be this kind of middleman, what's it called? Devil's advocate kind of guy. I'm trying not to let my voice relax too much. I'm trying not to speak too loud either. That's why I keep doing the what's it called? There's a name for that. I don't remember.
47,
matter.
and they said, is it the generation?
Them in person, and they're the nicest person ever. So sometimes there's miscommunication on that as well.
And I got a text from somebody who's 47, and
Vocal Fry, that's the name. I'm trying to not to do that so much.
They said, is it the generation or is it the era? Because I don't really socialize anymore. Now, maybe as you get older, you socialize
Okay.
less. And I think that's what they're showing is that the
Now, when I went over this in another video, and I'm probably going to post this separate because this is a really important topic. I thought about including this in my, my thing with watching Kirk play Chrono Trigger, but I think this is going to be a separate video now. I talked about this in one of my previous recordings. I'm not sure when this is going to post, but where I talked about the Gen Xers. Let me rewind it.
socialize anymore. Now, maybe as you get older, you socialize less. And I think that's what they're showing is that the 7. And they said, is it the generation or is it the era? Because I don't really socialize anymore. Now,
Okay, I talked about that, and I brought up the Silent Gen, and around mid-2000, I think I talked about this. I think I did. I was like, so around mid-2000, right? That's when the Silent Gen really started dying off, right? We still got Silent Geners around, right? They're in their 80s, but when the bulk of the Silent Gen started dying, that's when this disconnect between humanity started. Because coincidentally, right, that's around the time smartphones came out. That's around the time people started emailing, texting, all that bullshit became more and more prevalent, right? So the Silent Gen dies, and they were the most social, right? Silent Gen and Boomers were the most social. Boomers are social for different reasons. The Silent Gen was probably the last neighborly generation we're ever going to have, right? Because they were all about getting to know each other, know thy neighbor, probably because they didn't have these fucking things. If the Silent Gen had these fucking things, they'd be doing the exact same shit. This besides the point. When the Silent Gen started dying off, that's when, around the time, people started disconnecting with each other more and more because the Boomers didn't have it in them, right? It wasn't in them. It wasn't in them. It's not in the Boomers. The Boomers are not the hard workers. I know you hear this narrative all the time. The Boomers built this country. They fucking didn't. World War I and II vets, Silent Gen, built this country, okay? If you want to say build, right? It's fake reality. Who gives a shit? But the Boomers, yeah, they were hard workers to an extent, but they also reaped the benefits of all these social programs that they voted in themselves in the 70s, in the 60s and 70s, okay? It's fucking crazy, man.
Now, maybe as you get older, you socialize less. And I think that's what they're showing is that the age groups that normally are always, or at least used to always go out all the time, are not. But yeah, it could be set up too that it's just with technology.
Gen Xers love to brag about how they fucked around and got drunk and partied and, slept around with women, and every week they were dating a new girl and all that shit, and they love to brag about it, okay? Even these fucking red pill, MGTOW motherfuckers love to brag about that shit. They're all red pilled, right? They're all like, oh, you should never get married or trust women, and yet they're reminiscing about the old days. Back in the 90s, I was putting my dick in everything. And you should too.
And the way things are set up, and it kind of goes back almost to what I was just saying about social media and how it's made people more rude, and that you've got to start pushing away from those people who are the trolls because it's affecting you and you're becoming more rude. And I think this is really a big social issue that's almost kind of interconnected with one another, that social media may have made us bigger jerks and now we're more isolationists and we're not going out and we're not getting those valuable human connections that we need. Because if you feel that way,
man. So you
remember,
really
I
think,
grew up in a
like, you really fucking think going to the bars and drinking and doing drugs is the social connection? Oh, kindly go fuck yourself, dude.
an era and at least
You're
a
a piece of
town
shit.
where people would come and help out their neighbors. And
Well,
there's always
dude.
something where, my dad, when my mom passed away, he had meals for like 3 months. Every
Silent Gen.
night somebody was bringing him food, and that's still going on thankfully in that town. But how many of us have that kind of connection where if you were going through something, that all your neighbors on your street or in your church or whatever would be bringing you food for a month or two?
You're right.
It's easy to make you spiritually disgruntled towards the human race
Why is Gen X being so mouthy lately?
if you are living online and seeing all
Having an
fighting.
The Gen Xers as a collective are having like an existential crisis.
And even if it's
They're
it's
so
nothing to
fucking
do with
mouthy
you,
all of a
you
sudden.
just
It's
see people
hilarious.
fighting about everything.
And that's why they're saying this is a problem that
Right.
needs to be recognized to say, hey, we are heading down a path that is not good. Staying at home and not connecting with other human beings, that isn't how we're designed to be, and we shouldn't be that way. And we need to try to get back out.
Flip it, because we are heading in the wrong direction.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
We need each other.
We need more keg parties. We need more ragers.
Fucking twisted. Look at your fucking nose, man. You twisted little demon.
More all-night parties where
That's
you make
right.
bad
Here,
decisions.
here.
Oh, more all-night parties.
I thought this is pretty amusing.
I didn't mean to click
Young
that.
people are not staying at home and not connecting with other human.
Flip it, because we are heading in the wrong direction.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
Flip
we need
it.
each
We
other.
need
And that little smiles bitch, man.
More
You gotta
keg
flip
parties.
it. More kick parties, little ones. Come on. Come in and drink and have some cocaine. You little shits. Fuck you. Fuck you. No, really. Fuck you.
We need more ragers, more all-night parties where
That's
you make
right.
bad
Here,
decisions.
here. Here, here.
More drinking leads to bad decisions.
Wow. What a quote, right? More drinking leads to. What was it? What did she say? What does little
That's
bitch
where you
That's
make
right.
bad
Here, here.
decisions.
Here, here.
More drinking leads to bad decisions. That's
And more
fun.
human connection.
Bad decisions are great stories.
Oh yeah, bad decisions are great stories when you're popping out a kid and you don't even know who the fucking father is. Go fuck yourself, man. I knew if I hit record I'd start popping off. All right, let's go over my comment. Young people today are avoiding getting addicted to substances. And you see that as an issue? Let's face it. Partying, by definition, to the average person is an excuse to get wasted on alcohol and abuse their bodies by other means. Boys get to brag about the beer they drink, and young girls increase their body count. It is disingenuous and twisted that you'd attempt to frame this any other way. Gen Z seems to have the most common sense. Instead of wasting their hard-earned cash on pointless get-togethers, they're saving for the future, unlike the moronic boomer gen who squandered this world they inherited on expedience. This nasty idea of partying came from the selfish and self-absorbed boomer generation with their dirty hippie mentality. I'm happy that Gen Z sees how much of a waste of time that all of that is. You're glorifying substance abuse. Disgusting. Bad decisions make great stories. What an absolute twisted human being you are. So many broken homes due to substance abuse and you're laughing about it. Go to hell, lady. Yeah, I mean this little bitch right here can go fucking go to hell. You fucking cunt. I knew I would fucking unload. I knew I would unload the moment I hit record. And that's all. I was sitting here for like 5 minutes just thinking about not recording. It's like, I'm just gonna pop off. Oh, Jesus. So Billy reposted this, so let's see real quick. New post. I'll read that in a minute. Oh yeah, Eminem's gonna be Happy Gilmore. What a fucking joke. Where's it at? Yeah, this is good art. Just to talk about it, but yeah, the smoking's weird. It's funny because I rewatched Cool World and Holly B. Wood. The gifs I have right now playing on my screen, like total smoker, drug abuser, drinker, and all that. And it's kind of funny. Like, what was the saying? Like, you can put a woman in a film and have her, light up a cigarette. You know all about her. It's 100% true, man. Even today, it's still fucking true. You can have a female character in a movie light up a cigarette and you know everything about her. Let's see, where's it at? Oh yeah, the Schlubby Dubby Hubby Bud Light commercial. Let's see. Oh yeah, I left a comment. I wanted to leave a comment. That's insane, I left a comment but as well and doubt it'll stay up. Oh, wait, I didn't see this. Yeah, dude, I screenshotted. There are people in the comments calling people pussies for not smoking and drinking. Proving my point exactly. If you don't do it, you get attacked. It's weak and pathetic to cave into their do or else attitudes. It's all about making memories and social connections. Yeah. The same retards will also feign care and compassion when somebody dies from an overdose and state how awful it is when an innocent person gets killed by a drunk driver. And this is the most twisted thing of all. We didn't even know about this, Billy, if you're watching. This little cunt right here, this little fucking demon woman, is associated with little smiles. That's the worst part of all. I'm ripping these fuckheads a new one next time I press record. What else is there to say, guys? Like, fucking Christ. What a fucking bunch of dopes. A bunch of idiot fuckheads, and this bitch right here is the worst of all because she actually is associated with children.